Once upon a time, long before suburban sprawl, uptown Charlotte was the place to shop. Department stores, clothing stores, shoe stores, you name it, it was all here.
This was a bustling retail environment.
And the streets of uptown were always packed with shoppers.
I can remember when all the stores and everything was down there.
And in the heart of it all, right at the corner of Trade and Tryon, known as the Square, sat Brownlee Jewelers.
They opened up in 1936.
Brownlee sticks out in my memory.
The name Brownlee came from the two original owners, Brownstein and Levy. My father went to work for him back after the war. He ended up buying the business and the building in the 60s.
When Al Rousso took over the business from Brownstein and Levy, he decided to keep the original name.
Everybody knew Al. Everybody got a deal from Al.
A natural-born salesman, Al did everything he could to endear himself to Charlotteans.
He kissed the ladies, he knew everybody's name, and he just made everybody feel wonderful. When they came into his store, it was like you had a friend in the jewelry business.
Working by the philosophy that it's better to make a friend than a customer, Al did plenty of both during his nearly 50 years on the Square.
They were trustworthy. They were very honest.
As long as I've been in the stores, I always have customers coming in telling me stories of my grandfather.
Al recruited his son Harold to join Brownlee in the mid-70s, helping to oversee their new store in the Park Road Shopping Center.
I came out of college in 1976, swore I'd never go into this business, but here I am 44 years later.
In the 80s, Al began feuding with the city, which wanted to take over his prime location on the Square, eventually doing just that.
They took it by eminent domain, and that's why he vocally fought City Hall.
Losing his building of 50-plus years propelled Al into his second career, that of a politician, serving as city councilman and mayor pro tem for 10 years.
And everybody thought he was crazy. He had never run for politics before. And he ended up getting the most votes of any city council and became head of the city council.
The Park Road location became Brownlee's flagship store, which has grown over the years into 8 locations around the region.
That puts us as one of the top 50 retail jewelers in America.
Brownlee Jewelers, Michael speaking.
Michael and Heather Rousso practically grew up in their family store.
I don't know, it just always felt like home.
Even when I was 10 years old, tagging jewelry, started working in the jewelry store during Christmases when I was around 14, 15.
Michael knew from that early age that the family business would be in his future.
Your name?
Jane Kitty.
Jane, Michael Rousso, nice to meet you.
Oh, you're Rousso.
Yes, ma'am.
Michael likes to focus on custom pieces, using all the latest computer animation to create new and exciting designs.
And I love making jewelry, which is what I'm most passionate about.
All right, let's try this.
While Michael knew all along he wanted to get into the family business, Heather wasn't so sure.
I had that mindset of I'm studying fashion, I'm gonna go to New York, I'm gonna work in the fashion industry. And I did do that.
After she got a taste of the New York fashion industry, Michael began his recruiting pitch to little sister.
Then he had told me, like, I really think you would like this, you should give it a shot.
And so she did. These days, Heather handles Brownlee's social media and online marketing, putting 3 Rousseaus under the same roof.
The family is fabulous.
I feel like we're pretty good at keeping it, family time and business time, and we try to keep them separate, which is great.
And it's all part of carrying on the family tradition of customer service, which started with Al decades ago.
Well, I'd say everything I know and have, I learned from my father in the jewelry business.
In 1998, Al Rousso was back at the Square, back at the same spot where the original Brownlee store once stood, this time for the dedication of a grandfather clock in his honor.
I do remember when this was installed and we came downtown and my grandfather had like the biggest grin on his face. So I think this is like just a great way to remember him by and to honor him with this clock.
Al Rousso passed away in 2001 at the age of 76, but he no doubt would be thrilled to see his grandchildren continuing the legacy of the family business.
I think my father would be quite proud of the success and growth Brownlee's has endured.
It's a more wonderful feeling to know that I'm doing something that is cherishing my family and just honoring my family's memories and keeping such a great business going in the community.
And with Michael's 15-month-old son at home, who knows? Maybe someday there will be a 4th generation of Rousseaus at Brownlee's. For Carolina Impact, I'm Jason Turgis reporting.